Nzinga Mbande was born in 1583 in the Kingdom of Ndongo, a vibrant African realm nestled in what is now Angola. From the beginning, Nzinga's life was defined by conflict and resistance. Her father, King Kiluanji, was already engaged in a bitter struggle against Portuguese invaders, who sought to enslave and subjugate his people. Nzinga was raised not as a passive royal, but as a sharp-minded strategist and skilled orator. She was trained in diplomacy, military command, and the spiritual traditions of her Bantu people. Her destiny was shaped in the fires of colonial war, and she would emerge as one of Africa's greatest anti-colonial leaders. In the early 1600s, the Portuguese intensified their raids into Ndongo, fueled by the insatiable demand for enslaved Africans to power Brazil's sugar plantations. They built forts along the Kwanza River and forged alliances with local African rivals to destabilize Ndongo. In 1622, Nzinga's brother, King Mbande, sent her to negotiate peace with the Portuguese governor at Luanda. Nzinga arrived in regal splendor, dressed as a queen, and demanded respect. When the governor offered her no chair to sit on, Nzinga calmly signaled to her servant, who dropped to all fours. She sat upon her servant's back, elevating herself to eye level, with the governor making it clear she saw herself as his equal. This moment has become legendary, a symbol of defiance, pride, and political brilliance. Nzinga's diplomacy worked temporarily. She secured a peace treaty, freed some captives, and even agreed to be baptized as a Christian under the name Ana de Souza, adopting the surname of the governor. But the Portuguese soon violated the treaty. They resumed slave raids and tried to install a puppet ruler in Ndongo. Her brother's reign fell into chaos, and in 1624, Nzinga seized the throne after his death, possibly orchestrating it herself. Facing internal resistance to her role as a woman, she consolidated power swiftly and ruthlessly. She declared herself Queen of Ndongo and later Matamba, uniting the two kingdoms under her banner. As queen, Nzinga refused to bow to Portuguese domination. She transformed her court into a mobile war camp and led her armies personally into battle. Clad in armor, she commanded respect from both her allies and enemies. She forged alliances with the Dutch, rivals of the Portuguese, and used guerrilla tactics, fortified mountain bases, and scorched her strategies to resist colonial expansion. When pushed out of Ndongo, she regrouped in the Kingdom of Matamba and built a new power center that would endure long after her death. Nzinga was not just a warrior queen, she was also a master politician and a shrewd manipulator of image. She adopted male dress, led war councils, and declared herself king when it suited her needs. Her court included women warriors and male concubines who dressed as women, flipping gender norms. As a way of asserting absolute sovereignty, she used Catholicism strategically, at times presenting herself as a devout Christian to appease European allies, while privately maintaining the traditional spiritual practices of her people. She navigated a brutal world of shifting loyalties, treacherous politics, and relentless colonial violence, always adapting, always fighting. Nzinga's resistance lasted for nearly 4 decades. She built fortified settlements in the mountains, used espionage to disrupt Portuguese plans, and protected her people from slave raids by creating safe zones and relocation strategies. At times, she was forced to make peace with her enemies, but she always kept the long view in mind, preserving her kingdom's autonomy and dignity. Even into her 60s and 70s, she led her troops into battle, the image of an aging queen, sword in hand, standing atop a mountain fortress, is etched into the collective memory of Angola. In the later years of her life, Nzinga focused on stabilizing Matamba and ensuring her legacy. She invited missionaries and traders into her court, negotiated for recognition of her rule, and mentored young leaders. She knew that her death would be a turning point, and she worked tirelessly to prepare her kingdom to survive her absence. She passed away peacefully in 1663 at the age of 80, after a lifetime of defying one of the most powerful empires in the world. But her influence did not die with her. The kingdom of Matamba remained independent for over a century after her passing, largely due to the foundation she had built. Nzinga's life is a testament to the power of resistance. She ruled not just with force, but with intelligence, charisma, and vision. In a world where European empires claimed divine right to conquer, Nzinga asserted an African right to self-determination. In a time when women were often excluded from leadership, she carved out her place and reshaped the political map of Central Africa. Her story is not one of victimhood, but a fierce agency. Today, Queen Nzinga is honored as a national heroine in Angola. Statues stand in her memory, Streets bear her name. Her legacy lives in the resilience of her people and in the stories told by those who still draw inspiration from her defiance. She has become a global symbol of anti-colonial resistance and female leadership. Her legacy has been embraced by Pan-African movements, feminist historians, and artists alike. But beyond the symbols and monuments lies the complexity of Nzinga's actual role. She was a monarch who used the tools available to her, sometimes making morally ambiguous choices. She engaged in diplomacy and war, embraced Christianity and African spirituality, made peace when necessary, and waged war when betrayed. She was not a simple figure of legend, but a real, living queen who fought to preserve her people in an era of genocide and imperialism. There are echoes of Nzinga's tactics and courage in liberation movements across the African continent and beyond. Leaders like Harriet Tubman, Yaa Asantewaa, and Angela Davis have cited her legacy as inspirational in a world still grappling with the consequences of colonization. Nzinga's life challenges the narratives of passive conquest and reminds us that African resistance was fierce, organized, and enduring. Nzinga's story is not ancient history. It is a living testament to the will of a people to remain free. Her name deserves to be spoken alongside the greatest leaders of world history: Caesar, Cleopatra, Napoleon, Mandela. But unlike many of them, she led from the margins, from the mountains, from the heart of Africa, in defense of a people targeted for erasure. This is why we remember Queen Nzinga of Ndongo and Matamba not as a footnote to European conquest, but as a force of nature in her own right. A queen who sat on the back of her servant not to demean, but to demand parity. A warrior who refused to bend the knee. A leader who shaped the course of history with every battle cry and every carefully chosen word. Her legacy reminds us that leadership does not always wear a crown, it wears conviction, courage, and an unyielding devotion to justice. Follow for more history they never taught us in school.